how the Anunnaki became identified with stars. To arrive at a proper comprehension of Babylonian religious doctrines, it is necessary to understand the nature of the astrological speculations of the ancient Chaldeans. They recognized at an early period that eternal and unchangeable laws underlay planetary motion, and seem to have been able to forecast eclipses. Soon after, they began to identify the several heavenly bodies with gods. Thus, the path of the sun was known as the way of Anu, and the course of the moon and planets they determined with reference to the sun's ecliptic or pathway. It is strange, too, that they should have employed the same ideograph for the word star and the word God, the only difference being that in the case of a god, they repeated the sign 3 times. This would be the darksome trinity, originally Tiawath, Abzu, and Mamu, chaos, and in later Assyrian times, Anu is the god, the host of the lesser spirits, the 7. Their names change, but their number 7 does not, which are also the weapons of the plague god and fire god Debara, the seizer of the soul, alternatively the released deceiver. If the sun and the moon, under animistic law, are regarded as gods, it stands to reason that the stars and planets must also be looked upon as lesser deities. Indeed, poets still use an expression regarding them, the lesser spirits, as the host of heaven, and we frequently encounter in classical authors the statement that the stars, in their courses, fought for such and such a person. Again, they would be the Sabiti 7. You'll probably know them as guardian angels, but that would be the next stage in their evolution. This is tantamount to saying the stars possess volition, similar to AI being sentient. Volition is the willingness to work for one's self, similar to the light cipher, Lucifer. This willingness on part of the stars themselves as deities, daemon, or deific individuals, referring to a person possessed with a divine heavenly force. Again, we can see how the idea that the gods reside in heaven, that is, the sky, arose from the early astrological conceptions. Actually, Sumerian heaven was inside the earth, a realm overlapping our own. The correct term would be the ether, the realm of the lion-faced demon, aka An-Zu, which can mean heaven's wisdom, or the wisdom of heaven. And that, my dear friends, is where the Anunnaki truly reside. They are not the spirits of the dead. They are something much worse. From a place where there is weeping and wailing and gnashing of teeth. The outer darkness, a realm we cannot see. The gods were identified in many cases with the stars. Therefore, it is only natural to suppose that they resided in the sky. It is, indeed, one of the most difficult matters for even an intelligent and enlightened man in our enlightened age to disassociate the idea of God from a residence in the sky or somewhere up there, over the rainbow, way up high. The idea of space, too, must have assisted in such a conception as the residence of the gods in the upper regions of the air. The earth would not be large enough for them, but the boundless vault above would afford them plenty of space to dwell. But when they are contained within Pazuzu, Marduk, and Ashur, oh, that's fine, that's fine. The pit, Ishtar, was the original dwelling place of the gods. They were placed within the Mother to fool us into their worship, and the stars are no different. Again, the sun and the moon being gods, it would only be natural for the other deities to dwell beside them, that is, in the heaven of Anu, as the Babylonians called the sky. It has been suggested that the conception of a pantheon dwelling in the sky originated in the theological processes by a particular school or priesthood. But there is no reason to suppose that this was so, and the possibilities by the circumstances of the animistic theory. That is to say, that this priesthood is possibly possessed by demons. That would be the Ishipu, meaning exorcist, a name cognate with Sumerian tu, meaning exorcism, conjuration, and the adjective to interfere.